What's going on? Just had a chance to shoot a video. I'm here at my house, and my family, my kids, wife are not here, so I figured I'd. Some of this stuff has been piling up. It's been a long time since I made a video, and I'm gonna try to shoot another video for video games. But I've picked up a bunch of graphic novels in the last 3 months. Um, Mostly Deadpool. Deadpool's at the top, and Batman on the bottom. Um, I might start going with specific Star Wars Darth Vader graphic novels, but some of them are just probably going to be like eBay purchases because um, you end up, I don't know, I don't see them all that any and except for going to like comic stores and stuff like that, but I don't really go to too many places. I have two places that I've been getting a lot of these from. Some of them are eBay, but most of them are from a store called Ollie's. Ollie's Outlet is an East Coast thing. Where I grew up at in Pennsylvania, it's actually like headquartered up Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I think is where it's at. That's like the capital. And but there's still kind of sprinkled around different parts of the country, and where I live at now, I know of two not far from where I live. One is actually right across the street from the school I work at. So I have been over this last like 2 years just kind of occasionally popping into that Ollie's, and I'll find random decent stuff. A lot of these Deadpool storylines are, some are connected, some are not. Like this one, I think is no. Where's the one that's separate? I think it's this one. Yeah, World's Greatest. Deadpool World's Greatest is like a different run, but a lot of these these two, and I think these two are all together. So I've been trying to, if I can find it cheap, I'll pick it up. But if I need to find and like piece together holes in the lines of order, I'll go on eBay. Like I think I got these two off eBay. I picked this one on eBay too. Um, it's amazing, even just in the last year, how prices of stuff, if you just look to buy things online, just because of the price of shipping going up and just inflation in general, it's a different ball game. If you're, I mean, a lot of stuff, if you find somebody that's willing to put things on auction, you can still kind of get lucky. But it's noticeable, like the prices going up. Even with me trying to sell, I still am selling things, and it's not as ideal because of shipping costs, and now with this new tax law, with tax filing and stuff like that, it's gonna have an overall impact. Um, but anyway, all these Deadpool graphic novels, really good to start reading those. I'll have to start with the one of him beating up, I think Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, he's throwing a punch to some zombie-looking Abraham Lincoln. Um, I really am enjoying focusing on specifically like Deadpool for comedy, ridiculous purposes, and then going down to like Batman as serious. It's a nice uh, it's a nice duo to stick with. Like I said, I don't know how much I'm going to get into the Star Wars stuff, but it's a slippery slope when you keep adding more and more that you want to try to start reading. Um, this other one, this is another Ollie's. This was at an Ollie's. That it's weird because it's like they didn't have this at the one Ollie's, but they had it at the other, so it's just like completely random what they have. But this is Long Halloween in basically like black and white, the entire story, which was really cool to see that. I still don't have the original, but I'll definitely take my time to hopefully find it and not have to spend too much money for it. I have read that story before. I think I got it at the library, and then that was like one of the first Batmans that I really sought out to kind of test the waters about reading some of this stuff, and I was glad I did. It was a great story. Um, some of these other Batman stories, the Court of the Owls, I actually just read like a week ago, and so I really enjoyed that, and I know that it's a fairly long run. I think it runs like at least for like these are a part of it. This is 5. That's 4. Um, I think I bought some more that are shipping I have coming to me from eBay. But like I found these at Ollie's, and then I just am like, oh, I need to piece together find the ones in between. So I'm gonna slowly try to just focus on like what's the next one that I like. If I read the first one, I gotta go try to get the second one, and if I can find it cheap, that's great. If I can't, then I need to. I don't want to let like 6 months to a year go by without reading like the next one in the order of the storyline kind of thing. This run is Detective Comics ones, or not that one, but these two I think are together. I think this Joker one is the first one, and then that's like the second or third one. Um, yeah, it says Volume 3. So I think this is also in the order of it too. Batman Detective Comics Volume. What number is that one? 4. It says at the bottom. A couple other ones here that I've picked up in the last like 3 months. These are some really good ones. Black Mirror I just read like 2 weeks ago, and I read some good reviews of that before I got that. I think that was off eBay. I was not aware. Like, I'm fine with Batman trying to be a little bit different, but that whole storyline is not real Batman. It's Dick Grayson as Batman, so it's different. And I just even when you just change the idea that this really isn't Batman, it kind of like is like, oh man, like I don't know how if I really want to enjoy this. But I think it really comes down to the most important thing is like the storyline, like what is it trying to convey in the story. Then the other parts of the story, like whether it really is Batman or not, is comes second, I think. But um, it's a good storyline. It explores Gordon's son, who's like a psychopath. Well, he can conceal that he's not a killer, but he really is a killer, kind of thing. Um, Hush, I think I rented or not rented. I checked it out at the library, but I never had enough time to read it, so I had to get it back. So I never read it. Decided to buy it. I got lucky with that. I think that was an eBay auction, and then nobody else bid on it. Excuse me. And then I ended up getting it for not too much money. Haunted Night is a part of like the Long Halloween and the Dark Victory timeline, I think. You can kind of tell with this that kind of animation is tied to the Long Halloween and the Dark Victory. Um, so I have yet to read this. I'm looking forward to that. I'm reading a Deadpool collection. I'm reading like the classics, the Deadpool classic ones, which are from the '90s, I believe, and it's good to stick with like the order of them, even if that means getting done with one and then seeking out the next one, even if I have to just buy it online, kind of thing. This Batman Europa one, I don't think I showed this off any of the last video I would have made. Maybe I did. I don't know. This would have been back in like October, November when I picked that up. I have yet to read that, but um, I keep finding a lot of these, and I need to kind of slow down a little bit. There's still some that I bought a year ago that I have yet to read. One of them being like the Nightfall series. I've only bought the first one, and it's such a big book. It's like 600 pages. Um, so some parts of me are like, I need to pick this stuff up when I find it. If it's not too expensive, get it. But then other parts of me are like I should slow down and read some of this stuff, but anyway, there's no real true way to do it. Anyway, let me know what you think. If there's any good Batman books that I should try to go after, or Deadpool specifically, by all means. If you do recommend like the collections for Deadpool, I already own a few of them. Like this is like a part of the classics collection. This is volume 8. Reason why I picked that up was like an auction situation. Somebody had it for like really low, like a starting bid of like $3 or $4, and with shipping, and that's what I ended up getting it for, like $6 or $7, which wasn't bad. That's what I'm saying. It's like you can notice if you do go check like graphic novels. It's really hard to like get them under $10 now, just because of everything going up. It's noticeable, even just like I said, just in like 12 months. Um, People are not going to let things be sold for $4, $5, $6 because shipping's going up, and just the price of a lot of things. Maybe how much. I mean, unless they're just wanting to get rid of things, but for the most part, people are gonna not let things go for really cheap. So finding things cheap is gonna keep getting harder and harder. Anyway, let me know if you read any comics or anything, what you're into, and I will see you next time.